Hello, this is Susan B. Mead talking to you today about hidden identity as we encounter the heart of God. He's been talking identity to me lately because he truly wants us to learn our identity in Christ. Not in ourselves, not in this world, but in Christ. How he sees us, how he treasures us, how he loves us. But today we're going to talk about hidden identity. And that's going to come from Luke 24, verses 13 through 35, I believe. Bear with me as I read from the Bible. Hang on just a minute, y'all. On that same day, this is the resurrection day, two of them were going to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were talking with each other about everything that had happened. As they talked and discussed these things with each other, Jesus himself came up and walked along with them, but they were kept from recognizing him. His identity was hidden from them at this time. He asked them, "What are you discussing together as you walk along?" They stood still, their faces downcast. One of them, named Cleopas, asked him, "Are you only a visitor to Jerusalem and do not know the things that have happened there in these days?" "What things?" Jesus asked. "About Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. "He was a prophet, powerful in word and deed before God and all of the people. The chief priests and our rulers handed him over to be sentenced to death, and they crucified him. But we had hoped that he was the one who was going to redeem Israel. And what is more, it is the third day since all this took place. In addition, some of our women amazed us. They went to the tomb early this morning, but they didn't find his body. They came and told us that they had seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. Then some of our companions went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but him they did not see." Jesus said to them, "How foolish you are, and how slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Did not the Christ have to suffer these things and then enter his glory?" And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, Jesus explained to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself. As they approached the village to which they were going, Jesus acted as if he was going further. But they urged him strongly, "Stay with us, for it is nearly evening. The day is almost over." So he went in to stay with them. When he was at the table with them, he took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and began to give it to them. Then their eyes were open, and they recognized him, and he disappeared from their sight. Can you imagine? They asked each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us?" They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 and those with them assembled together and saying, "It is true, it is true. The Lord is risen. He has risen and has appeared to Simon." Then the two told what had happened on the way and how Jesus recognized by them when he broke the bread. They recognized him when he did something that they were familiar with him doing. But his identity was hidden. And let's look at, why was Jesus keeping his identity from them at that time? Does it make you wonder? It did me. And as I was reading, it felt very much like sometimes the messenger needs to be hidden so you're not celebrating the messenger or excited about the individual. You need to hear the message first. So there's a time and a place for us to be excited about the individual who's come to us. But sometimes what they're carrying is more important to us because what they carry is for our identity, for our knowledge, for our heart to burn within us as we understand that the message was delivered from God for us to truly hear. He is risen. He lives in our heart. His identity is solid. He is Jesus Christ, Lord of Lords, King of Kings, faithful and true. He is our God. He lives now and forever. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And what he wants us to know is whether he is in our hearts, hidden in our hearts. Let the message resound so that we recognize him and go tell others about the good news of Jesus Christ. I bless you today. Thank you for listening.